Have you ever wanted to wrestle a beast with a 4-speed and a soul full of jazz? Have you ever dreamed of American muscle in a bell-bottom drift-happy fever dream? Then let me tell you why you should, or should have rolled, for the 1973 Chevrolet Corvette C3 convertible. Welcome to Why You Should, where every night, no matter where you are in the world, is a Friday night. Do note that whatever I say about the car doesn't reflect on its overall performance in its entirety with regards to performance in comparison to other vehicles in the game. If you're here because for you the 70s will never die, smash that like button, share this with your fellow RM drivers, and don't forget to subscribe so you'll never miss a poll-worthy pick. The C3 Corvette was America's post-60s muscle darling, born from racing pedigree and a hunger for drama on four wheels. But in Racing Master, the variant we get is a curious case. A base model facelift convertible packing the massive 7.4-liter LS4 big block V8, but neutered by a 4-speed automatic gearbox and softened ride. Unlike the Stingray or the ZR1 variants, this one wears no racing laurels, yet remains a limited vehicle in the China and Taiwan server. Go figure. It may be the slowest legendary of the line, but what it lacks in raw numbers, it makes up for with character, a huge drift radii, and that unmistakable 70s Americana presence. At 1597 kilos, it is not light, but it carries a surprising amount of rotational freedom once in motion. Its tall gear ratios and limited acceleration ceiling are bottlenecked by the 4-speed automatic, but in corners the car suddenly comes alive. While it sits near the bottom tier of standard legendary performance metrics, its large angle drift stat is an outlier, among the highest in its class. Coupled with potent brakes and favorable slipstream aerodynamics, the C3 is a specialist machine waiting for the right touch. The C3 convertible boasts full part and paint customization across the board, with one stylish exception. The soft-top convertible roof is fixed and unpaintable. But the real head-turner here is the Signal Surge body kit, accessible after purchasing it during the legendary Cup Guest Mini event. Inspired by the Greenwood Daytona Corvettes of the 70s, the kit transforms the car into a silhouette racing monster, complete with exaggerated flares, a low-slung front end, and in its premium form, a wide rear spoiler evocating the vintage IMSA beasts. It's loud, proud, and undeniably nostalgic. This Corvette is a wide-angle drift machine, able to swing into corners with authority and with style. Its ability to maintain momentum in slipstream battles gives it an edge in multiplayer lobbies where positioning is key. The brakes are surprisingly strong for a car this old, and initiating a drift is almost effortless, making it a joy to control once you understand its limits. But let's be blunt here. This car has the worst launch in the legendary standard class, bar none, and struggles to keep meaningful top speeds due to both its gearing and limited engine output. The default setup feels very unstable at speed, especially when exiting long drifts. And despite its size and big engine, its stats outside of drifting are average at best. The recommended tuning setups, we have 3 for the C3. 13232, 23232, and 13332. Each of these setups aims to reinforce the car's core strengths while patching up its instabilities. Focus on boosting mid-RPM torque and drift retention. A tuning that enhances high-angle stability and countersteer recovery is essential. prioritize torque distribution and differential tuning to make corner exits smoother and more predictable. When driving the C3, don't you ever brute force this car. Throw it deliberately into wide-angle drifts, but avoid overcommitting past red thresholds unless you're in a controlled setup. Use the brakes early and aim for a shallow dive into tight corners. This builds up mid-RPM torque, which is where the car feels the strongest. Always stay within slipstream range, as your acceleration won't save you if you are alone. And never forget to counter-steer early, as momentum is your currency and poor timing will bankrupt your corner exits. The 1973 Corvette C3 convertible is a disco-era drift chariot. Unstable, loud, and far from the meta. But for those who love the challenge, the payoff is pure flair and satisfaction. It may not be the fastest or the sharpest, but if you learn to tame it, you'll find joy in every exaggerated slide and slipstream dive. Drive it like it's a show, and the audience will remember your name. And I do expect almost everybody picking the C3 over the X-Drive just because of that silhouette body kit. But that's just my take. What car do you want to see me break down next? And if you rolled for the C3 Corvette or claimed it during the legendary Cup, drop your experience in the comments. Help out the ones still on the fence or kicking themselves for skipping it. While you're here, hit like if this helped, share it with your crew, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. This is Miyogi saying see you guys on the next roll.